Hey, what's up? What's up? It's your girl Neek, and you're tuned in to Neek at Night. And I could not click this live fast enough. Now, normally before I go live and my braids is old, I need a touch up, I would have, rebraided my hair, got myself together a little bit better, but I could not even wait to get myself together enough. And I could not, I just had to hurry up and come talk to y'all. So Isis, who is the woman who alleged that her husband violated her two daughters, she just did an interview. And let me just tell y'all right now, if you on Isis' side and if you believe her, and I'm not saying if you believe her in the sense of you believe that something could have very well happened to her kids, and I'm not going to discount that, okay? I'm praying for her daughters, and anything that happened to them, any violation, I pray that it gets rectified and the person gets held accountable. But I'm just going to tell you right now, if you got a whole bunch of sympathy for her, if you are a person that coddles her, then you are going to be pissed off at my video. So I suggest that you might as well just click off of my video right now, and you might as well not make yourself any more angry. Okay? You might as well not anger yourself, because I am telling you right now, if you got a whole lot of sympathy for her and you got a whole lot of coddling for her, this video is only going to make your blood boil, and you might as well not. You might as well not even do that to yourselves, okay? And when I did my Jay-Z video, a lot of people, I got people that unfollowed, and we get the statistics of people who unfollow us when we talk about certain topics. And I'm guessing this probably gonna be one of them videos where people unfollow, and I don't care, okay? I don't care. Deuces, godmama, bye. See you later. Deuces, finito. Hurry up and skedaddle. I'm one of them people. I don't care. Okay? I don't care. I'm going to say how I feel. And if you are triggered because something happened to you in your past, I pray that whoever violated you in your life, I will hope that you first held your violator accountable, and you get the healing that you need, okay? Because a lot of y'all be using y'all situations and making your situations be somebody else's situation, and you miss all of the BS that be going on because, oh, okay, my bad. I thought you was saying peace out, child. I'm like, girl, child, it's gonna be one of them ones. Sorry, godmama. She said, I wasn't saying goodbye. Okay, boo, I'm sorry. I'm just a little riled up right now, okay? I'm just a little riled up right now because, number one, I am a mom, okay? So I will say that first. I am a mother of an 11-year-old daughter, and it's just certain stuff that is just unacceptable to me, and I don't care, okay? I don't care. So we're going to talk about it. So anyways, I was literally about to close out my YouTube because I was about to work on some videos that I previously recorded. I got a bunch of videos that I previously recorded that I need to edit. So I'm like, okay, enough of me watching YouTube. Let me close out my YouTube and let me go edit some videos. So right when I'm about to close out my YouTube, I see that there's an interview with Isis. So I clicked the interview and I'm like, oh wait, this is a live interview. Mind you, I've never heard of this channel before in my life. So I am so happy that I was able to catch it live because, number one, I'm not subscribed to them. I never, ever heard of their channel before, ever. And it was recommended, and it was right when I'm about to click off, I see that this video is live. She's being interviewed, and I'm like, wait a minute. What's this? So I click it, and so I start watching. I want to say when I started watching, it was about 30 minutes into the interview, right? So when I get on, she's doing the interview in this like whisper, fake cry tone of voice. Okay? And then so she's talking and she's like, oh my, like I can't even do the voice because it was just irritating me so bad. So she has this certain type of tone and this certain type of voice that she's doing the interview in, right? And she's like trying to like sound like she's crying, but she's not crying, but her voice is one of those ones where she's like trying to like whisper, but then she's trying to like, it just was, I don't know. But I'm watching it and I'm just like, you know what? Let me give her the benefit of the doubt and let me hear her speak about this. And so I'm listening to her tell her story about how she got married to this guy, how she moved in with him and about a week into marrying him, and how it was a very quick marriage and all of that. So I'm looking at the chat and you could only comment if you are subscribed. And I'm like, I'm not even about to go through the hassle of trying to subscribe, wait for the timer to go so I could be able to text. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. I just give my opinion when I could give my opinion. So when I started watching the video, I think it was like the tail end of her telling her story about the guy that she dated right before the guy that was her husband, okay? That her now husband. So then she segues from that, and then she talks about how, she prioritized him at the time, and then, she was, dealing with this other guy first, and then after she was dealing with this other guy, she then started, she started taking a more active role talking to her now husband. And I guess he gave her a proposition. They married in a week and she moved in right away. So she talks about that. And then she talks about how he violated her when they were married and he would take her cootie box, whippersnapper. And how she said that he did not violate her sons, but that he did violate her daughters. Okay? So they're just navigating through the conversation, and they were coddling her. Okay? They were coddling her the entire interview. And it wasn't up until they added this Dr. Spirit into the conversation that there started to be some type of somewhat accountability that, was presented. Okay. The doctor came on and she basically stated that she was not familiar with ISIS. She didn't know anything about her story and that she was just now hearing about this for the first time, and she wanted to have an open mind as it pertains to her story and hearing a little bit about her. And for me, I'm just like, on one hand, I guess I understand that approach, but then another part of me is like, in order to make an informed type of analysis and opinion and or advice, one would think that you would want to know a little bit about the story beforehand. But I guess tomato, she didn't know anything about the story, but she did drop some gems. Now, before I go into some of the things that the doctor kind of pointed out to her, I want to first commend the people who held the interview on they held a good poker face. They navigated the conversation as well as they could. And I think it was dope that they did have a therapist to join in on the conversation. The studio quality was immaculate. The production was good. I'm like, who are these people? And if you guys have never heard of them like me, they are hardly initiated over on YouTube, and their production was chef's kiss. They did a phenomenal job switching between the cameras. Some of the camera angles, I was like, come on, why'd y'all do that like that? Like, keep it like this, the side by side. They would put the doctor in a box in front of Ice's chest sometimes, and I'm like, why y'all doing that? It looked a lot more cleaner other ways, but I want to give them their props on their quality, their sound, their production. All of that was really, 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 really well executed. I was like, okay, I never heard of these people. Like, this is good right here. The only thing that I will say is they didn't hold her accountable at all until they read like one or two questions from the chat. But I understand why. They were giving her a platform to tell her story, and you don't really want to be adversarial when you're interviewing somebody, because all they will do is shut down and not really tell you their full story. So, I mean, it's expected for an interviewer to kind of coddle the guest, because sometimes I do that. Sometimes, you know, when I'm interviewing somebody, you know, I won't really pounce all the way. I'm going to ask the tough questions, period. But I'm not going to like pounce if I really want to hear what they have to say. So with that being said, I just wanted to shout out those things first. They did a good job navigating the conversation. However, ISIS pissed me off. Okay? And as a mother of a daughter, a mother raising a young girl, she pissed me off. And the fact that she had zero accountability in this pissed me off. And the fact that the doctor tried to give her sound advice, because clearly, girl, you're all over the place. And the doctor basically told her, listen, you might not want to, you know, I understand you want to tell your story, and I understand that, you know, this went viral, but it may not be in your best interest to continue to keep pushing this story along on social media, because while she was talking to the doctor basically was like basically asking her like what was her intentions going forward. Like, now that you've told this story, now that you brought it to the internet, what is your intentions going forward? And she basically, in so many words, said that she want to use her platform, which I literally told y'all in my video. I said she set up the stage for her to try to use this as a means to funnel in traffic to try to become now this victim advocate. Okay, transition from trophy wife to victim advocate. And I told y'all this in my last video. So she admitted that that's basically her intentions for her platform. She wants to be a voice for the voiceless, and she wants to be able to talk about this and share her experience and become this mentor, as you will, for other people in navigating through this. And Dr. Spirit basically clocked it like, girl, you not healed and ready for all of that right now. Like, I'm listening to you, and this is not her words verbatim, but I'm just giving you guys a summary of what I, gathered. And the doctor was like, you could take my advice, not take my advice or whatever, but I don't think that it's wise to use your platform right now, being that you're not really healed, and, put yourself on the chopping block of such scrutiny. That's not going to be good for your mental health or the mental health of your children. And so I was like, yes, doc, yes. And the doctor told her, my advice is, you probably should just fade to black and be there for your kids And then she also asked her a question and she said, basically, like, what did you learn from this? When it comes to your children being violated in this manner, what did you learn from this? And Isis basically says something to the effect of, and this is just my summary. I didn't take notes down. I just was watching it and I'm fresh off the interview. Like, they just hit end stream and I just hit start stream. Like, this interview just ended and I started right away. So the doctor basically was asking her, what did you learn from this situation happening to your children? And her response was, oh, I learned to be careful when it comes to men. Or something to that effect, like she learned to, like, be cautious in dating or whatever like that. And as my eyebrows raised, so did the doctor's eyebrows raised. And the doctor, yes, Angel, the live chat was going in, baby. I was looking at them comments on the live chat. I said, ooh, they cooking her in the chat. But she had a lot of sympathizers that was in the chat too. There was all kind of people like, oh my God, how can you guys not have sympathy for her? Like, oh my God. And then there was people who was like holding her feet to the fire because she was saying a lot of bull. Okay. So anyways, back to this. So the doctor told her, in a situation like this, your takeaway shouldn't just be, oh, well, I'm just going to isolate myself from men. Your takeaway should be, I need to protect my children overall. At the end of the day, it's not just men who can violate your children. Your children could be violated from other children. Your children could be violated from women. Your children could be violated from people in your family. Your children could be violated from relatives. Like, your only takeaway is, oh, I need to be cautious when I'm dating, and your children have been violated, and you claim you was violated, your mama was violated, your grandma was violated, and all of the things. That's your takeaway is, oh, I just need to be cautious of who I date? And I said, clock it, doc. Because what are you talking about? What are you talking about? So I was glad when the doctor clocked that, and my hair is green, so it's fading into the green screen. But yeah, so then she talked about how she got violated, her mama got violated, her grandma got violated, and she said, oh, well, I think this is generational curses. And basically, in so many words, the doctor or the therapist was basically trying to say, like, she didn't say you could break the curse, but in so many words, the doctor was kind of trying to say, like, girl, you could take matters in your own hands and change this whole narrative and do something better for your kids. And her response was basically like, this is our legacy. So, what? She was like, oh, this is generational curses. This is our legacy. This is, basically like, this is, she said like, this is like, what? What? She had no accountability at all. None. It was deflection. It was everything it was just stupidity coming out of her goddamn mouth. So then, okay, the one person who asked her the real question And I'm going to play just a little bit of it. This is their exclusive, so I'm not going to be playing their interview in depth or detail. I'm just going to play like a little quick clip, and I'm not really sure what type of content creators they are, if they're the type to like flag people and all that. I really don't know. But I'm going to go to when they added a caller on the line. And I was like, child, as soon as they said they was going to open the phone lines, I said, this is not a good idea. Because if y'all see the chat was cooking her ass to smithereens, okay? The chat was baking her ass to smithereens because she was pretending like she was crying. There was no tears coming out of her eyes. She was acting fake. She was acting phony. She was so freaking annoying. I could not even take it. Like, I'm in my room. My daughter was in her room. I'm literally looking at the interview and I am literally yelling at the screen. I'm like, what? What are you kidding me? I'm literally getting like, I have not like, okay. A lot of these times when I do videos, y'all be thinking that I care about the subject more than I do. Like, some of it just be entertainment. Some of it just be shits and giggles. Some of it just be whatever. But a lot of the times that I do videos, I don't care as much as y'all think I care. This interview, it boiled my blood. I was literally watching the interview, yelling at my computer. I said, what? I said, are you kidding me? And the particular point that got me screaming at my computer was when they asked this dizzy broad why her husband is not in jail. And they asked her, they said, well, you know, a lot of people in the chat are wondering why your husband not in jail. They said the people in the chat want to know why your husband ain't in jail. Oh, she pissed me off with her answer. She said, and then she tried to channel this fake, like, she said, I ask myself every day about why he's not in jail. You know, the police, they don't take these kind of things serious. They don't prosecute these types of crimes. I almost threw my computer across the room. I was watching from my laptop. I said, are you kidding me? I said, what? She said, you know, they don't take these kind of things serious. What? Huh? Child, I was like, oof. So at that moment, I'm looking and I'm literally yelling. I said, are you kidding me right now? I'm literally talking to my computer. My daughter ran into my bedroom. My daughter was like, Mom, what's wrong? What's wrong? I said, nothing, baby. I'm watching. I'm sorry. I'm watching YouTube. I'm sorry. My daughter ran in my room to check on me because I like I normally don't have that type of reaction. I literally watch tons and tons of YouTube videos. I watch tons and tons of YouTube videos. I've been doing this for 8 years. I have never watched a video that pissed me off so bad. She pissed me off so bad. I said, are you bitch, what? What? You said what? In this climate where niggas is going down for this particular crime every single day, you want to come here and tell us that they don't take this type of stuff seriously? Whew. Child. Baby. I was livid. I was livid because this is a serious allegation. And again, I'm not going to discount and say that nothing happened to her children because I don't know. But what you're not gonna do is play in my motherfucking face. What you're not about to do is play in my face. And you not go insult my intelligence. Okay? So then the people wanted to know about and I was waiting. I'm like, okay, so when is the interviewer going to ask her about the simple fact that these allegations didn't come up until after her husband filed for divorce? Okay? So I'm sitting there waiting, and I'm like, okay, so when are they going to ask her about the fact that these allegations didn't come up until after he was divorcing her? Then she made these claims. And then to that she said, oh, well, he divorced me 3 days after the investigation started because, hold on, I gotta find that bullshit. She said he divorced me 3 days after the investigation started or something like that. Ooh, she got on my last nerve. She got on my nerve because I felt like she was insulting my intelligence. I felt like she was not genuine. I felt like she was playing in everybody's face and looking for a money grab and trying to use this situation. And if it's your story, tell your story. If this your story, tell your story. But I did not like her playing in my face. And then at the end, when they asked her, I'm gonna try to find that particular part before we go. But then after the doctor's spirit girl, she was delicate with her. She was gentle with her. Then at the end, they basically asked her and they were like, what is it that you want to say to anybody who got something to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is your final thoughts? And I said, not her saying a big fuck you to the doctor. She basically, because the main thing that the last thing that the doctor told her was, you know, it's not wise to try to monopolize off of this story right now. The first thing that she told the doctor and the rest of us is, if you ain't paying my bills, shut the up. That's what she basically said. She basically said, if you ain't gonna write a check and pay my bills, shut the up. I said, I know you fucking lying. I know you fucking lying. She said, if you... I said, whew. Oh my God. Then she went right back into the bullshit. Hold on. She said, you know, and then she started with the petty ass whisper voice again. She said, my husband, I mean, you know, he's not paying me like he's supposed to. The money, I mean, sometimes he pays me and then sometimes he doesn't pay me and it's not consistent. And, GoFundMe, I don't even know what's happening with GoFundMe. I mean, I don't know if people are being weird or what, but I can't even get money from GoFundMe. And, you know, and then the people, they like, yeah, I know you got 5 kids, you know, put her Cash App up, you know, give her some money on Cash App. They said, give her some. Hold on, I gotta play that part real quick because, baby,
You understand you without judgment and help you get to a place where you feel more whole and satisfied and secure. And so what I would say is, no matter where you stand on this, recognize that at the end of the day, you have to be responsible for you and be responsible for the children who are entrusted in your care. Educate yourself, know how to protect children, don't be afraid to have the conversations, and don't be afraid to enlist people like us to help you.
Wow. There we go.
All right, let me back up with what she said, because I got to show y'all what the therapist said first to her response of her basically telling the therapist and anybody else who got something to say, you. She said, therapist lady and anybody else. She didn't say that, but she said it. She said, you. Okay, somebody said, what's wrong with her mouth? I don't think nothing wrong with the mouth. She just got a lisp like Mike Tyson or a heavy tongue or whatever. Her tongue was like, you know, she had a lisp, but she was, you know, she was dropping gems, but the lisp or the heavy tongue or whatever, it was a little distracting, but ain't nothing wrong with her.
If you have found yourself triggered tonight, if you recognize that ISIS is telling your story, if you recognize that your story has yet to be told, get into somebody's chair. Let healing be possible for you. If you recognize that you are a person who at any
Such a beautiful family. Everywhere we went, that's all we heard. What a beautiful family. I would never have expected this man to do this. And in my research, I've realized that this is one of the most common forms of sexual abuses. Fathers.
Girl, hold on. You see the therapist at the bottom? Look at the therapist's face. The therapist's face is how I was looking. The therapist was looking how I was looking. I was looking like, girl. They was calling her all type of to-be actresses in the comments, Karma Cartel. They was definitely calling her. They was like, "Girl, you want an Academy Award for this performance?" But hold on, I'm trying to put when the therapist first was like, "You probably ain't gonna listen to my advice, but this my advice," and then I'm gonna show you what she said in response.
Obviously, it would have went so far, with me and Ryan getting the testimony, but we wanted to give the people something practical, that they can use and apply, especially, for other people that's watching this that have experienced this. Because if you've experienced this is always a very triggering conversation. There's some people that have buried, this in their hearts and their minds, and, this might have really brought it back to the surface. And that's why we wanted to make sure we had you on hand. But just after hearing this entire conversation, after your, obviously this is a very brief assessment, just give me some of your final thoughts as we close out the show, and, you really just address ISIS and the people that, might, just want to hear your words.
Well, ISIS, you're not going to take any suggestions that I have, but you are a part of the internet culture. You are a part of how this is therapeutic for you. But I would say, just please consider fading to black for just a little while, to give yourself time and your children time to heal outside of the public eye. If God called you to tell your story, to expose the truth, then hallelujah for
That's
your
all
obedience.
I answered to.
You have done
That's all
your
I answered
part.
to.
And now, perhaps, the time has come. If you have truly done your part, then go and heal and allow yourself to focus on you and your children now, and to come up with a plan for what you do before this man and now after this man, because he will be a part of you all's story for a lifetime. I would also say to anyone else who is out there, if you have...
All right, so listen to what the doctor said, right? She told her, and now she didn't tell her that you a dizzy, disturbed, trifling, no accountability having ass. She didn't say that. But what the doctor did say was, go heal first. Go heal. Allow your time to heal. And when they asked her what she got to say, this is what this bitch said in response. Hold on. Because she basically told the doctor and all of us.
To me, even if it was just one comment, but it was so many, I knew I did the right thing. I knew putting the video out was the right thing. God has shown me over and over that this has been the right thing. And for everybody who wants to say, I need to take a break, please write me a check for me to take a break from taking care of my children. Please do. That's what I have to say about that. Okay? So I'm going to continue to show up. I'm going to continue to speak my truth. I'm going to continue to be obedient, because obedience is better than sacrifice. And I'm going to continue to do what I'm called to do, regardless of how anybody feels about it, because God is using me and I'm just here to do what he tells me to do. I'm going to continue to do so.
Is it you right now? Are you pretty much do you have full custody of your 5 babies?
Yes, through the protective order I do. Yes.
Okay. So I can imagine that's heavy on you right now.
Yes.
Just responsibility and financially.
Oh my gosh, we've been struggling so bad. This man is not paying any type of support on time. He sends some of it. I made maybe $100 a month from YouTube when we broke up. I had nothing. I still am fighting every day. Even GoFundMe. I don't know what's wrong with them. They won't even let me get the money out. I don't know if people have been reporting it or being weird. And the devil has been working so hard, people just don't know. And it's because God is using me. God wants me to tell this story. And the enemy gets mad every single time. And it's worth it.
Well,
you crazy bitch. You are one crazy ass bitch. Okay? You are a crazy ass. And I hope that, child, I hope that your children are truly in some type of therapy, as you've alleged in this interview. Hopefully that you guys are getting some type of healing. But I'm sorry. She just gave me every bad vibe there was. And I cannot stand somebody who tries to use God in the middle of some foolishness to avoid accountability. It makes the enemy so mad. No, bitch, it makes us mad because, and we ain't the damn enemy. It makes people with intelligence upset that you would insult their intelligence with this fake, phony response. And we get upset because a mother's job is to protect her children. And you, if this story is true, did not do that. Now, let me go back to Darwin, I believe his name was. And he was the only one who, he asked the question that we all wanted to know. Let me play what Darwin said. And again, this is an exclusive interview from Hardly Initiated. I'm not nearly going to play, the bulk, or I just want to play two small snippets of this, which was her response about writing the check, and Darwin, who asked the question that we all wanted to know. So let me get Darwin's question on here, and then I'll talk some more.
She saw the signs.
Hold on, let me back it up some. One second, y'all. Come on now. Quit playing. We trying to get to Darwin.
I think it's just so much to learn from your story. So guys, please call in. I'm dropping the link in the chat now. We got the awesome, the honorable, the most lit Dr. Spear joining us. And she's ready to drop a ton of game on y'all. So please call in and we're going to bring you up one by one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lano, so do we got some people backstage that we could go ahead and start rolling up? And please, by the way, if you're backstage, put your cameras on, guys.
Yes.
We will not let you up if your cameras are not on. So put your cameras on and we'll have you come up. We just ask that you guys be respectful in this time so we can conduct a productive conversation. But we're going to let the people.
Hold on. I don't want to play too much of their interview. I just want to get right to Darwin.
She saw the signs. So if you see the signs.
Hold on. I want to catch his whole thing. Hold on. I want to get his whole. Okay. We just got to
conduct a productive conversation. But we're going to let the people come up now. Who we got backstage, Lano?
We got Darwin backstage.
Okay. Go ahead and bring my brother up. Darwin, what's up with you, brother? Brother, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What's up with you, brother? If you can't, I got your name. Can you give me your age and your location?
Age is 38, Atlanta, Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia. What's up with
ATL
here? So what's your question for us tonight, Darwin?
My question is, I noticed the woman said she saw the signs. So if you see the signs before your kids come into a picture, how much is this self-inflicted? Me looking from that.
I said I didn't see the signs until after we were married already, so we were already invested as a family at that point.
What I'm hearing is that your kids, you had kids after you got married, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
So you said in the beginning of the marriage, I think in another video or maybe even a day, you said in the beginning of your marriage, he was pretty much sexually violating you. So what I'm seeing is that you knew that this man was offensive or abusive, but then you went on ahead and had kids with him. So that means that, for me, you put your kids in danger.
I think that that's the narrative that you want to put on the situation, but that's not the reality of what it was. And like I said, I was very heavily manipulated by scripture. He, would use it. He would gaslight me, and I, after I hadn't even had, I don't even know if I was pregnant yet after the last time it happened. So, in every other way, he was a good man. I didn't think that it was worth throwing my family away, or the family that we were trying to create, because he had done those things. And unfortunately, I didn't realize that that would mean that he would go on to abuse his own children. I don't know how someone would correlate the two. But that's just my opinion.
Now, Darwin, I want you to hold tight, because I think that was a valid concern. I think a lot of men feel that way. I mean, you could read through the comments of the video that went viral. A lot of men have this perception of what they think victimhood should look like. So, Dr. Spirit, I want to get your help here, because for the people who are posing this types of question, hey, if you've already experienced this abuse, or you've already experienced...
So, then they go on to ask the doctor, like, what she has to say to that. And then the doctor says something along the lines of, oh, well, it's common for a person to think if they violate me, they won't violate their kids or whatever. And to that part of what the doctor said, I'm like, child, miss me with the bullshit, okay? And so then they went back to Darwin, and they were like, telling, and Darwin clarified. And he said, you say that you are a person who is like Christ is leading you. And, she talked about God this, God that throughout the entire interview. So Darwin was basically like, okay, so I'm a believer of God as well. And the scripture tells you that if you are violated in this type of way, that is grounds for a divorce. So what are you talking about? Because she was basically saying like, oh, I was married, so, I figure my body belonged to him, or whatever the case. And Darwin was like, well, that's quite the contrary to, like, that's kind of why I feel some type of way, because I am a person who's a Christian, and that's something in the scripture, and you keep talking about the scripture and God this, God that. So why didn't you end your relationship at that point? And she gave some BS answer to avoid accountability. And she never took accountability for the situation that she put herself in. And I looked at several people, like after I did my video on this, I peeked in at a couple of different content creators just to kind of see like what other people felt about this. And there was one particular content creator, I ain't gonna hold you, she pissed me off. She pissed me off, and I don't be trying to like beef with content creators, or when content creators have a different opinion of mine, I don't be trying to call out content creators, because we all have something different to offer this platform. We all have differences of opinions and everything like that. But this particular point that this content creator has said as it pertains to this subject pissed me off. She said that Black women are only upset at ISIS because they want to coddle and protect a Black man. And because we as Black women try to protect Black men, That's why we have an issue with ISIS, because we want to protect black men or some stupid ass shit like that. And to this particular content creator, I don't give a damn what happens to a black man that violates a child or does something egregious or heinous. I don't give a flying what happens to that nigga. I don't know him, and if he did what he is accused of doing, he can sit under the jail. Us black women who are black mothers, who are in charge of protecting and providing for our children, have an issue with a person who was already violated her goddamn self before she got with him. And the reason that she did not do her part in vetting her partner and subjecting her children in this situation for material gain. Us black women have a problem with a bitch who would put her children in that type of situation and have no fucking accountability for the situation and circumstances that she put her fucking child in. I'm a black mother, so it's insulting that you would think that the only reason that we have an issue with the shit that comes out of her mouth is because we want to protect a black man that we don't fucking know. You got me twisted, sister girl. You got me twisted. I am a mother raising an 11-year-old daughter. You got to know me for a very long time before you ever get to sit in a room with my child. So to get involved with a man and run and move you and your kids in his house in a week, me, as a mother, have a problem with that. Because you overlooked the vetting process to try to get money and try to secure a bag. So you put your children's safety on the back burner to try to secure this luxurious lifestyle that you capped to your audience about. And you set up, while you and your husband had all of these DV claims against each other, you was sitting there, you was running to the goddamn people filing DV. He was running to the people filing DV. And all while all of that was going on, you was sitting your weird, dizzy, crazy ass, delusional ass self on your platform trying to teach people how to secure a nigga that you going to court and putting claims on. All the while, you putting in paperwork in the court, you sitting in front of your audience trying to cap to them. Child, you know, and I'm going to say this. You can, and I'm not going to act like I'm exempt from something happening. I'm not going to act like this. You could do all the vetting in the world, okay? And something heinous could happen to your child. You could check all the boxes. You can vet the guy. You can check his criminal background. You could check his record. You can ask references. You can, make him wait. You can go on several dates. You can, have all the discernment in the world, and something can happen to your child. I'm not going to sit here and act like this situation can't happen to anybody. But it gets and it grinds my gears when the situation happens and you don't have accountability for the role that you put your children into this situation, especially if it's something that, had you used a little discernment, your children could have been never put into this type of environment. So, those are just a couple of my thoughts. I really got irritated when I seen that particular person say that in their video. I was like, it's one thing to have a difference of opinion because we all as bloggers have different opinions. But when she said the reason why we have issue with ISIS is because we want to protect black men, I'm like, girl, no. Like, no. Like, stop. But anyways, so yeah, that was the interview. Let me see if there's any comments under this. Let's see what the people are saying. Oh, the comments is eating her up. Let's get some of these comments. Hold on. Let me make myself smaller. Let's get into some of these comments. Let's get into some of these comments, baby. Let's get into these comments under this post. Under this video. And again, make sure y'all go watch the full video here by Hardly Initiated. Oh, you reminded me, Nita. I got to go back to the point. Remind me when I read these comments to find the part in the video where she said, police don't take this type of thing serious. Please remind me. So let me read through some of these comments. Y'all definitely go watch the interview by Hardly Initiated. But let's read through the interview just wrapped. What is it? Precipito Dollar. You said how many comments do they have? They don't have that many. The interview just wrapped. Like, it's a 2-hour interview and it literally, so, they don't have a lot. It says 62 comments so far. Let me see if I can move that over a little bit so y'all can see how many comments and all that. Oops. All right, as you see right there, it's oh wait, hold on. Let me move it over a little bit more. All right, there, you should be able to see there. It's only 62 comments so far because again, they just literally wrapped. They just did the interview. They just wrapped. Like, and the only reason that I caught it so fast because I literally seen it when it was live. So people still have to go watch it and all that. So let's get into some of these first comments that they have. Caribbean Doll says, unless you are the modern day Ella Enchanted, you don't marry anyone after 1 week of knowing them. Snow White and Cinderella are not supposed to be real life situations. It takes two to tango. This woman is doing a lot of gaslighting to black people by refusing to take full account, I guess they meant refusing to take full accountability for the role she played in this situation. All of those crocodile tears on the internet. She needs to take every 1 ounce of this mess to a therapist and drop spilling this mess all over the place. I guess stop spilling this mess all over the place. She needs to heal and find herself before she looks for validation from a man. Summer Rain says she's a witch. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't believe much of what she's saying because she's not telling us the full truth. There's a reason why we are all feeling this way. The Holy Spirit does not lie. The truth will eventually come out. Baby Doll says, she's acting sweet and humble now, but this woman was talking about Dusty this and Dusty that, bragging about driving a Porsche and wearing Chanel, saying that she doesn't have to work and all this mess. Now look. All right. Nikki says, this is hard to watch. I'm sorry, but she's no victim. There's something else going on here. Sorry for those kids. Beauty and the Brit says 2 minutes into her interview, her voice is already shaky and she's attempting to cry. JSB06G says she seems emotionally unstable and erratic. Pray for her children. Saray Conception says, boom. And that right there, where the truth comes out. She keeps saying that God is telling her what to do. God will never lead you to your downfall. He doesn't lead us to temptation. Something is so off about this situation. Regardless, I'll be praying for everyone involved and impacted by this. All right. So this is from Tomax313. They said, for everyone that says I need to take accountability, for everyone, they're quoting her, and they say, for everybody that says I need to take a break, please write me a check. He clocked what I said. That's what I said. Oh my God. He just clocked exactly what I said. This is what I said. This is what I said. I said this. He said, did she just send a shot at the doc for making the correct recommendation that she should be healing, not trying to build a brand/platform? Also, her lawyer should have advised her not to discuss an open investigation in addition to her therapist. This is sad beyond words. Clock it. That's exactly what I said. Right when she said that, I'm like, did she just throw shots fired and a big FU to the doc? Clock it. Clock it. Clock it. That is exactly what I said. Nikki said, she's definitely off and the acting is horrible. Oh my God. I'm not alone here. Okay. I thought that people were, even though the chat be going one way, sometimes people just be trolling in the chat. But the people are commenting and they feel what I feel. It's one thing for the chat to like be going off, but the comments, the people who really take time and write a comment, y'all see what I seen. Y'all seen what I seen. Oh my God. All right. So Beauty and the Brit says, I wish y'all wouldn't have brought this liar on here. And I'm so glad everyone else in the comments isn't buying it either. If your husband violated you 4 times in the first 4 months of marriage, why have 3 kids with him? Better yet, why make content telling women to follow in your footsteps and hype him up to be an amazing man when y'all are getting restricted? Oh my God! Are y'all listening to my live and going and typing this? She wrote this 11 minutes ago. This is exactly what I just said. She literally wrote this 11 minutes ago. This is exactly what I just said. Beauty and the Brit, are you on my live right now? I just said this. Okay, great minds think alike. You might not be on my live, but because y'all be saying I'm delusional when I think people watching, but that's what I said. That's what I said. But yeah, no, she probably really watched. But anyway, I mean, not really watched me, but really watched the interview and gave a genuine comment. I don't think she got this from me. I think she has just the same outrage as me. I'm just trolling. I think this is her original thought. But she said, if your husband violated you 4 times in the first 4 months of marriage, why have 3 kids with him? Better yet, why make content telling women to follow in your footsteps and hype him up to be an amazing man when y'all are getting restraining orders in court and in the midst of it all? Right? I watched some clips of old videos. Her tone was condescending. You rocking Chanel and driving foreigns, but you didn't have money set aside after all he was putting you through? Clock it. Any woman with hairy arms or dating a man her age is dusty. Now these same dusty women need to help you feed your kids? Girl, clock it. The same women you made fun of for having a job? Clock it. The way you got on this channel talking to people, then turn around and beg for money is crazy to me. And it ain't adding up. How does he have great values and he forced himself on his own wife? You knew all of this in the first 4 months, remember? I'm not blindly believing a sob story, but I do feel for the babies who don't deserve to be emmed or have their personal business blasted before they could even understand what happened to them. Child, girl, for real. She definitely did. Cranique says she ate that comment up. She did. She was. Smelly Child says she cooking. She definitely was cooking. All right, so let's finish reading some more. Uno says, I'm sorry, this seems fake and phony on this young lady's part, and I actually pray this is all a big lie she made up for attention, money. Leave 9941 says, the devil will send counterfeits. Get in your Bible and be filled with the Holy Spirit to discern the difference. Scarcity and lack got her into this. Tomac said, tons of red flags. Shay Doggy says, I can't watch this. Millennial T says she failed her kids. Jenkins says, no. Talk to men who have been falsely accused. Discernment, fellas, she is not credible. Everyone in the comments can tell. All right. Okay, I don't know about that claim. I'm not gonna read that. Child, some of y'all going a little deep. Hold on. Let's see what this timestamp is.
Only a spouse is who I need to be careful of. Only a spouse is who I need to be watchful for. And what I want you to understand is it wasn't about the role that he played, it was about the man that he was. And so as you are in your healing journey, what I want you to be able to learn is about how do you protect yourself and your children.
All right, so that's the part where the doctor was saying that, she got to be mindful of like kids, family members, women, everybody. All right, let me see. Okay, so Tavi says, when she said he gave me everything I wanted, it reminded me of the War series. So many times they said the devil will give you whatever you want. Whatever. She says she was always lucky to be able to work from home for her uncle to support the idea that her motivation for marrying this man was not money. But then she turned around and said she cannot support her children and needs donations. Switching from crying to rage, weird and funky. Hope the truth will be revealed. All right, so we got one person who believes her. JP says, I believe what this woman is saying about what happened to her children. My problem is the fact that she is going after other people's money to contribute to fund her and her children's life is beyond me. She admits to seeking a man for her sprinkle lifestyle, and even after catching a bread, she continues on the same binge, but now under a victim state versus what she was preaching to women in the beginning. All right. Bruiser says she has to stop masking the truth behind tears and God. Come clean, woman. The truth shall set you free. All right, this is the last one I'm going to read. This says, my spirit felt very unsettled watching this whole thing. Something was definitely off this whole video. She just wants money. She said it herself, and she was manifesting throughout the video. I know at heart y'all discernment was ticking off because ain't no way it wasn't. I'm all for, supporting the kid's story because that's a terrible thing that happened. And I pray for her and them kids still, but still, she was not ready to be telling this story for those children yet. All right. I have to say my gut is telling me something is very off, etc., etc. So, it was a lot going on. So before I wrap, I gotta find the part where she said the police don't take this type of thing serious. Hold on. I think it was around here.
Or do things to.
No, it wasn't during this girl talking. I think it was after that.
I can imagine it's all types of emotions, right? You got the people who are, reaching out with love and support, and you got the other people who are pissed off, who are probably, calling you a liar, telling you that all these different things are happening.
Where's the accountability? So everything.
Yeah.
100%. So, I mean, that's a unique situation, Dr. Spirit, to kind of be dealing with that whirlwind, of other people being involved in your business at this point, and you're a content creator. So the thing about it is that is.
Hold on, I gotta find the part where they asked her about the.
Keep it together. Why I really did this is to be concerned about the time in between.
Where is that part at? Do y'all know? Anybody got the timestamp?
We don't leave our children alone with their coaches. So
hold on. I don't have a timestamp, and I don't want to play too much of their videos. Anybody got the timestamp of when? It's towards the end, the latter part of the interview, where she basically said the police don't take this serious or whatever. Anybody got the timestamp? I don't want to play a lot of their video. It was towards the end.
This isn't about views. It's not about anything other than I thought that maybe, YouTube is my only source of income. I was like, maybe I will help some of my community in updating them.
And then she contradicts herself. She said that she was only making $100 a month on YouTube. You got 5 kids. Now, on here, you saying YouTube was your only source of income. Which one is it? Which one is it? You was making $100 or it was your only source? You said what? If you go to transcript. Hold on. Let me go to transcript. I don't think transcript is on there yet. I'm on a PC. Hold on, let me refresh.
There you go, Sean.
I don't think transcript might be on there yet. Oh, now it is. All right. Transcript, Control F, police. Hold on, I'm trying to. Police don't take this serious. Am I putting too much in there? No. Dang, what keyword can I put in?
He's a pedophile. He could be around kids. Why have you not arrested them? They said we're very reluctant to charge these crimes.
Okay.
We have to do an investigation first. It could take months. There's it's going on the back end, so there's a complaint number, but not an official case number that the public can see. But they're investigating it. They've been investigating it from the day that I stepped into that hospital, if people are not familiar with how the system works.
I'm trying to see the first part she said. Anyways, it's there. Hold on. Okay, I think maybe this is it.
Question, and I want to be clear here. I see this question just happening in the chat very often, and I want to just address it just so you can update the people as well.
Okay.
Because most people are very upset when they hear these kind of crimes, and they're saying like, "Yo, why is he just not in jail?"
That's
like,
what I call and ask. The first few weeks I was calling and asking that, harassing them. Why is he not in jail? He's walking around free. He's a predator. He's a pedophile. He could be around kids. Why have you not arrested them? They said, we're very reluctant to charge these crimes.
Okay.
We have to do an investigation first. It could take months. There's it's going on the back end, so there's a complaint number, but not an official case number that the public can see. But they're investigating it. They've been investigating it from the day that I stepped into that hospital. If people are not familiar with how the system works, that's how it works. These are mandated reporters. As soon as you go to a hospital, police are involved immediately. The investigation started immediately. The detective came to the hospital with Child Protective Services. They have all been involved in this case. So all the steps have been taken. Therapy has been started, all the things. And to clear the record, I know there's a lot of people saying that I'm doing this in retaliation to him filing for divorce. He filed for divorce 3 days after. 3 days after the investigation started, and I left him and took the kids. That was all he could do to try to get the kids back, was file for divorce.
Anyways, so that was that. Let me I'm done with my green screen. Child, enough of her. Let me set my video back to regular. Child. Turn off the green screen. Oh my God. Enough. Oh, there we go. I'm like, why my hair still? It's time for these braids to come out, honey. These braids is about to come out, but I still got a bunch of videos that I filmed with these braids that I still have to edit. So y'all gonna still see the braids, even though they might not really be in my head at the time. But yeah, I just wanted to basically talk to y'all about that. Layla says she's right about is that they have to do an investigation. She also right that once you go to the hospital, they are mandated to report. I mean, clearly, they have to do an investigation. But if the allegation is what she says that it is, and her child did go to the doctor, and her child had bruising in that area and was sensitive to touch, they are not going to be reluctant to press no type of charges. Especially if they talk to the child and they give a statement and they tell on the dad about what happened. Her children are of speaking age, okay? And what will delay the investigation and what will delay the charges is if the child says something contrary to what is being said, or if the child switches up and says one thing and then says another. But anyways, I just, her interview did not sit well with me. It seemed like she was more worried about getting a bag and securing a bag. She said a lot of contradictory things. She said that she was only making $100 a month off of YouTube, but then she said that was her only source of income. But then she said all of these other things that just didn't make sense to me. It didn't feel right. It felt phony. She was acting like she was crying. A lot of times no tears was coming out. She was acting like it just was phony to me. And it is what it is. If her husband did anything to them babies, he deserves to be under the jail. If they were violated, he definitely deserves to be held accountable. However, she irked me. Her responses irked me. Her non-accountability irked me. Her like just everything. It just irks me. Hey Layla. Leela. It just irked me. So that is what it is. Any of y'all, do y'all want to come up and talk about what y'all thought about it? If not, we could end the live there. But yeah, anybody want to come up? I'll drop the link in the chat if y'all want to come up. But she just ugh. Well, she's Mama's Hot Pocket. She's saying that the doctor did. She's saying that the doctor did they all mandated, reported it, and the police have been involved. She said that. She said that the police have been involved since she took them to that's what she said. She said the police been involved. Mary Beth says, I've been in this exact situation with one of my students. The cops arrested the dad immediately. Let me put that on the screen. I don't know. The timing is just odd. He files for divorce and then you go to the courts with this. She's claiming the investigation started first, but the timeline of these accusations don't appear until after the divorce filing. So, yeah, that's true too, Layla. You're right. That's true. Layla said, hold on, let me put up her comment. That's true. She said, I also think the reason the host never held her accountable throughout the interview, outside of what you stated earlier, it could also be because they're men and worried about the backlash. True. Yeah, because a lot of men will get backlash if they seem like they're not sympathetic to a mother in this type of situation. So they did have to tread lightly. And a lot of times, to be honest, when we as content creators are interviewing a person, a lot of times y'all say it and we don't have to. So I didn't really hold too much weight in the fact that they wasn't really holding her accountable, because I know at the end of the day, they had a job to do. They had a show to run, and they wanted to keep her there as long as possible and get them views, run it up. This is her first interview since that big video. So they was definitely about to run it up. So I don't really hold no thing. I just was, saying what happened. But yeah, I didn't really expect them to, do too much. But I understand. As a content creator to another content creator, it's like, why I gotta call her out and why I gotta state the obvious, because y'all already clocking it in the comments. So they didn't really have to say much. And so, yeah. But with that being said, I guess I'll end the video. Y'all didn't say whether y'all wanted me to drop the link or not. So I'll catch y'all on the next video. I need to go work on the videos that I already filmed and get them edited. Ciao. I used to have somebody that helped me with editing. I don't have nobody to help me with editing no more. I used to have somebody that would help me with like thumbnails, editing, and all of that other things. But I'm doing all the editing. Oh, you want the link? Okay, I'll send it to you, Unforgettable. All right, I'll send it to you. I don't have somebody to help me with editing no more. So, all right, I'm going to drop the link. My bad. I don't have nobody to help me with editing no more. So, it be taking me so long, like, when I try to do pre-recorded content, because some stuff, I be wanting it to be, like, you know, an in-depth, deep dive, and I be needing to, like, edit it, and I hate editing. I literally hate editing. So I have like 3 videos that I recorded that I am supposed to been posted, but I hate editing with a passion. But all right, let me drop the link for y'all. Hold on. My blind date video. DJ Genesis, you say you can help me edit. Don't tell me that, child, because I'll really send you some clips. I will really send you some stuff to edit because I hate editing. But another thing, too, like, video editors are expensive. Now, I know that my channel, you know, I got some subscribers, but don't think that, you know, I ain't rich over here now. So, you know, people be wanting to hit you over the head on, you know, YouTubing. And you know what? Somebody did a very good analogy to like the subscriber count, right? And they said that, you know, people follow people's channel for different reasons, right? And a subscriber count is basically, the analogy they used was the amount of subscribers somebody has on their channel is basically a representation of like how much money they've ever had in the bank, right? That doesn't mean that that's how many people are viewing at that particular time or interested in that particular subject. Like, people follow for different reasons. And if you're not doing a subject or topic that they want to follow, you know, those subscribers don't always translate to everything. So y'all be seeing them subscribers. People, you know, they come here for different reasons. So, but anyways, let me drop. Did I drop the link? Hold on. Oh, I did. Hey, boo. Both of you guys, Alchemizing Energy and Unforgettable. What's y'all thoughts? Hey, y'all.
Hello. How's it going?
I'm good. Did you watch the interview?
You know what? I didn't get to watch the whole interview. I wish I did. I did see it, but I was too busy with other stuff. But I did see her actual video when she first came out with the whole thing.
Okay. All right. What's your thoughts?
To me, if she actually really had a pending case, there would be no prosecutor that would allow her to get online and do all this. You know, they would say, listen, you have to keep the, you know, case private because you're trying to prosecute someone. So why would you allow someone to get online and tell you all the facts of the case? So that tells me that she does not have any kind of law enforcement involved. So she lied about that.
Okay. That's something that people were also feeling as well. But she's claiming that there is a report number. Ooh.
Well, she probably filed a police report, but there's probably no prosecutor really, like, she's not pushing it. I think that she probably felt like she would get more sympathy and probably even try to get some GoFundMes, you know, stuff like that. I think that this whole thing is really a play, like a grift to like try to get more attention. Her being a influencer that was like talking about how to get a good guy and this, that, the other. Then she gets one, he ends up doing this. It's like she was more interested in the story of it all that versus she went straight to YouTube instead of going straight to the police. To me, my eyes.
Thank you, y'all. Indica, I just gotta. Okay, so sorry to talk about something else. Indica asked me what happened to my blind dating show where like guys took me on blind dates and I was supposed to upload the video for y'all. It all boils down to me not liking to edit. But my mom told me the best time to release it is right now since it's the holidays and stuff like that. So I am going to sit down and really, 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 really concentrate and edit it. Because all of the like filler parts and like the dead space or whatever, I know that, I got to cut it down and, narrow it down.
Listen, I'd be willing to edit for collaboration.
You said what?
I'd be willing to edit for collaboration or even some tools and some tips on even how to enhance my channel because YouTube been doing me dirty. I mean, I don't know if you, I've been getting I have 50,000 subscribers, but I'm not making no money. So I need some help with that. So I'll edit for you for just an exchange for that, for real.
Okay, we'll have to talk.
Sure.
But yeah, that was the holdup. We're gonna have to work something out, alchemizing, because girl, I hate editing. But what was I about to say? Oh, that was the holdup of that particular video. But I'm definitely gonna get it out. I'm gonna still get it out to y'all, cause y'all I felt like it was old news at this point. But y'all like, no, girl, we want to hear about it, child. But Unforgettable, what is your thoughts on this situation?
Okay, first off, the only thing that was old news was you riding in that boat with them guys. That's what was old news. But I digress. I go back to this lady. Okay, my question is this. She said that they would not do anything about it, that they overlooked that. Wouldn't they hold her accountable too? Because think about it. She knew.
Well, she's claiming that she didn't know. She just found out and she went to the police when she found out.
Neat. If she did not report, if she did not pursue any justice for that, wouldn't they hold her accountable?
No, but that's what she's saying. She's alleging that the day she found out, she went to the hospital. That's what she's saying.
You know what part's missing out of this story? If any of my family found out that someone my husband, whoever came in and did that to my daughter, it wouldn't have to be no police.
Girl, you better preach.
It would be aunties, grandmas, cousins all over about the
and they're coming for me because I didn't do nothing about it.
You ain't heard no story about nobody coming over there and whooping his head or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hear no. Well, then my cousin came over when he found out. Like, what male cousin is going? She ain't got no family. Is she like, what is going on? Where's her
daddy, brother, a friend, a dude trying to talk to her? Nothing.
I mean, well, she could. In her defense, she does have a divorce petition that they trying to iron out. So she could possibly say, "Hey, family, back off. Don't handle him yet because we're still going through this divorce proceeding."
For what though? Like divorce, that shouldn't affect the divorce. Like, no, that should make it even more stronger.
He could say, he could use it against her. Like if she has family that's beating him up, he could use that and say she's just saying this story. Like he could use it against her. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
If he got arrested did he get arrested at all?
No.
Or do they think that she a liar too? That she's just a flat out liar?
He didn't get arrested. That's man. That's crazy. What?
Layla said not everyone's family is like that. There's a lot of families who sweep these sort of incidents under the rug.
Okay, everybody got a ratchet cousin somewhere in their family. Now, I got some girl cousins. They might not be able to beat your butt or win the fight, but you gonna know they been there. That's for sure. And they not gonna play about no kids.
I don't know.
That right there is off the table, off top.
Any male cousins? A brother? Does she have a brother? Uncle? Nothing? And
old
ain't no uncle gonna
classmate.
sweep down need no rug. That's not what. No, ain't no uncle.
Somebody in the chat said she moved out so that he was no longer a threat. But if you read the court documents, it states that she moved back into the home, allegedly, according to the documents, that she was able to stay in the home. And I think he was supposed to have left the house or something. But, I don't
Where
know.
is he?
Honey,
Where is
friends
who
and
I
family, he
want
would
to
have
hear
made it
from.
out the house. Trust me. The what? No.
Where is he? How has anybody found him to get his side of the story? Because I believe he lurking somewhere.
He probably has a lawyer that is advising him not to speak.
And where her lawyer at though? That's what's crazy. You doing all this legal stuff, saying all this legal things, and putting him out there. I'm sure, and I think they found him on TikTok. Didn't they find out who the husband was?
They found out who he was, but I'm just saying he is the one who petitioned a divorce from her. So if he got money and all of this stuff, she driving Porsches, I'm going to just take a wild guess and assume that he has a attorney. And I would assume that his attorney would advise against making any statements.
You don't think that she probably been contacted by attorneys this whole time she been putting this whole story out? Millions of people watching it, and one of them probably said, "I'll take your case," or something. Like, come on now, this is crazy. Like, how is it? Why don't she have a lawyer? And no lawyer would tell her to get on Hardly Initiated. How many followers do they have? Like, that is crazy exploitation of the situation. And they would be like, "No, don't do that."
But if she's looking at it as a money grab.
And somebody said, y'all just pointed out the fact that they found her 2 other baby daddies, right? Mind you, one of the baby daddy's wives commented on one of my last videos. And they have a TikTok page, and you see the children on their TikTok page. But in her interview that she did with Hardly Initiated, they basically asked her, and thank you for putting that because it made me remember, they basically asked her, like, why were you so inclined to move in with this guy so quickly? And they were like, was the kids' dads not around? And she said that the baby's daddies wasn't really around like that. So the woman who commented on my page who don't want to talk, girl, do you want to talk now? Let me know something, because she's saying that your man wasn't really doing nothing or whatever. And she said that he wasn't really in the kid life. Now I see the boys on y'all TikTok, but she claiming that she didn't have no help by y'all. So anytime that you want to speak, my DMs are open. Now go ahead. What was y'all saying?
This is
even the baby daddy. Wouldn't the baby daddy say, "Man, that's messed up"? I mean, did she just have a bad relationship with everybody?
She claimed
legal aid though. She can't afford a lawyer. Get a
involved.
legal aid, bro. Legal aid is free. What are you?
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna get off. I just gotta say this. I already think it's sorry for a man not to take care of his child, but for a woman to get on here and clout chase and put a man down, and then you're sitting around here, you're lying. It's obvious that you're lying. I mean, you can look at her and tell her demeanor. And I had, like you said, we ain't see a tear yet. Okay, and for her to sit here and put her children through this, because one day they're gonna look at this, and either way it go, if it did happen, you didn't protect them. Like I taught my children at a young age, if somebody tell you not to tell me something, that's when you need to tell me, because if something ain't right, and you're letting your children go through this, and even it's sickening if you're lying.
I have a question, Neek. Did she take her daughter's picture off the internet before she started to talk about what's going on with this husband of hers?
No, she took her daughter's picture off after she started receiving backlash from people telling her that she got her kids plastered all over her page, and that now people can, identify her child to this story. But wait, I want to correct. Bandished Fury says, So she is entertaining a man who is taking care of his kids? No. What she's saying is she had 2 boys prior to getting married by him. She was alleging that her prior baby daddies wasn't really helping her. She was alleging that her new husband had been married 4 times and had no children by all of these other women, and she was the 4th wife, and then by the time they got married, they suddenly have kids. But she said that the other women, nobody ever said anything to her. They never gave her no information, and they didn't really want to speak to her about anything. And you know, the doctor was basically telling her like, well, that's odd, because normally, you know, when these type of things get caught, like, you know, sometimes, a lot of times they have a history of these things. And she was like, nope, nobody never talked to me. Nobody else made no allegations. Nobody else had any type of words. You know, it just was a whole lot. But go ahead, Unforgettable. Sorry if I cut you off. What was you saying?
It's sickening that she's doing this. You could tell that like when you was pointing out what the doctor had said, this is all for her to either get a channel up or something, but this is going to come back and backfire on her big time.
Yeah.
And hope that everybody come and talk to you. That's all I got to say. Y'all have a good night.
Don't CPS get called in these situations?
Well, that's what she's saying, that they did get called. But hold on one second. Lady O, what's your thoughts?
Thank you so much. I had gotten the email from Harley Initiate, you know, when they send you before they go live, right? So I clicked on the email, I clicked on the link, and that's why I saw her video at first. And as soon as she started talking and she was crying, my energy was just like, I'm watching it, I'm like, because I was already sensing something was off. And then you know how YouTube send you, you know, some algorithms, you know, about some other content. So 2 other content creators posted videos before she had deleted everything, right? And that's when I got to see what her content really was about. So people have her content. And then she had a podcast. And when you listen to her podcast, all of her content on there, when she's now trying to be a victim, and this is my issue, because a lot of us was in the live chat asking where is the accountability? Because it's one thing to state that this person did this, right? And so much through her speech, to me, it was one, attacking him and his character, because there's so many slip-ups that she said where I was just taking notes. When she talked about the check, you know, if anybody wants her to be quiet, to send her a check. So I'm like, is that to the ex-husband that you're talking about? Or are you talking to somebody else? Because she also said that he's not sending money, he's not doing this and all of that. And then all of her donations stopped because people start seeing through her story. And it wasn't making sense, because at the end of the day, we also have men who are falsely accused. We also hear the story of men who have gone to jail or who have been accused of things and it never happened. So gone are the days where we can't always take someone's story when the story has so much holes in it and it's not making sense. For us to say, just to rally around her and her story. So it's not about victim shaming, because I saw a lot of people in the live chat talk about victim shaming, and we're like, we're not about victim shaming. It's about making the story make sense, because for someone who was saying this is a trophy wife, I saw her videos about bashing us, the quote unquote women who stand on our business. She's saying, you know, for us to go and shave and 20 points off if you're ashy and if you don't. And I'm just watching all of her content. And then to find out while she's there projecting this lifestyle, she was in hell. But now she's here saying she wants to now create a platform. Because if you notice in the interview, she already told us why she's doing this. She says she wants to be now the voice for young women, to tell young women this and young women that. So she's trying to set herself up, set her platform up. The money's not coming in anymore. Because if this man now is going for custody, because remember, she also said, you know, say, you know, how people talk long enough and they tell you the truth. She said while he was R-ing her, one of the R episodes, after she fought back, he said, I'm going to divorce you. She said that. She said, he said, I'm going to divorce you. So she felt thrown to the side because the fight wasn't there anymore. And one of the young men said, oh, because you're not fighting anymore. And that was what he was. She goes, yeah, that's what I thought. So I'm like, okay, which timeline is it? Is it the timeline when he told you that he doesn't want you anymore because now the fight is over? And now you realize that, the bag is gone because now you now need to tarnish his character. And he has, like, there's so many things going on in her story that I'm very, very concerned that we're not hearing the other side. And there's always it takes two hands to clap. So I'm very concerned with so many layers of her story and the way she was so defensive. Even when the doctor was speaking to her, she wasn't receiving things. She keeps throwing God and quotes out there thinking that we all just gonna rally around her. Yes, the devil is a liar, but sometimes it's not the devil talking all the time that's lying. So I'm not feeling her story and her timeline. I'm not feeling it at all. So I totally agree with you. When I saw your live and I saw how you were really speaking the things and your energy, I was like, that's exactly what so many of us are saying. Has nothing to do with protecting the Black man. It's about you being a mother. Your mother the first time, and she said she intentionally got pregnant her first. Listen, her video is out there. She might have thought that she deleted it, but content creators already have her video. She admitted in her video her first child when she got pregnant 17, because when she was bragging to everybody about her lifestyle, she intentionally got pregnant. So I don't know if that was a trap, that she tried to trap the first person, or she just went to intentionally whatever, but she said she intentionally got pregnant with this dude. So I'm already looking at her mindset and about the way that she makes decisions, even when she's 17. So now trying to come here all misdemeanor and looking like you're so, innocent, you attracted this lifestyle with all the decisions that you made up until this point. So it's lack of accountability, and the fact that she's not even taking any ownership, and it's about the predator, and she's throwing all these things. I'm like, sis, where's the mirror work? Like where are you in this?
Right. And I was expecting her to have a moment to where she apologized to her audience. You led your audience on a lie, and you created this narrative of this happy, luxurious trophy wife lifestyle that was so glamorous, and that all the girls, even in one of her videos, she told the girls basically shut up and get off her live if they're not ready to receive this. And she got all the game that they need to listen to for this lifestyle. You didn't even apologize to your audience for, misleading some of them and hoping that some of them didn't take your advice and end in a similar situation. I thought that she would have set her pride aside and just apologize to the audience because that's something that I would have been like, you know what? I preach this lifestyle. I'm so sorry to the girls that I misled. Unfortunately, I was caught up in, the glitz and the glam, like just any type of genuine response. She had no genuine take throughout the entire interview. There was no part of it that seemed genuine at all.
And that is why it wasn't resonating with majority of us that was watching it. It wasn't resonating with us because she's saying she's coming here to be a voice, to help those. And I'm like, girl, you know how you can help the sisters? Telling the truth. Telling the truth that, you know what, I went to this sprinkle person, and this same sprinkle person she's talking about in her video is her older sister who set her up with the app, her older sister who told her to go date, her older sister that sprinkle recommending. Like, she has a sister, and her sister to me is questionable because her sister led her down to this path. So when we say, where is her support? I'm already seeing the people that she's around, like they're in this lifestyle. Her first job is to work from home from family. She don't really know what it is to be out there. She really don't know what it is to work. So this is why she ran from one comfort to another comfort. And then in that comfort, all she wanted was the bag. She wasn't looking for a man with any moral character, integrity, or she didn't have a checklist. Her checklist was about being taken care of.
All right, I'm gonna pause you right there. No, the 7 sprinkle is not her sister. What the caller is basically saying is her sister was somebody that was in that type of lifestyle. That's not her sister. But what she's saying is the person that she went to get her the game as to what steps to take into going after her husband was her sister that adopted this sprinkle lifestyle. Not that sprinkle is her sister. So I just wanted to correct that because that's not her sister.
Thank you.
But,
yeah, so it just shows you that's
lady. Oh, there's a couple more people that want to talk, and I want to end this right at the 2-hour mark. So I'm gonna have to pause you right there. But I thank you for calling and giving your opinion. The last 2 that I'm gonna take is TLA 0324 and Tanel. I know there's other people backstage, but I want to end this right at the 2-hour mark. So give me your summary in like 3 minutes. Tanel, give me your summary in 3 minutes, and then we're gonna wrap.
Okay. Do you want to go first? No, I feel like you were here first.
No worries. I'll do it real quick. Thank you, Neek. Thank you.
Hey.
I did not watch the interview. Or analysis is all I need to watch because my spirit has been vexed by this woman since her story came out because I do not want to judge her. We've spoken before, Neek. We've spoken on a panel where it was my opinion was the exact opposite about people always trying to get women to take accountability for things they have no right to ask them to take accountability because they don't owe them anything. They're not in their lives. They're not their family. They're not their children. So people are always trying to get women to take accountability for things that they should mind their own business about, but not in this case. This woman has victimized her own children, whether or not the father did what she is claiming he did. At this point now, she's put their business out in the street. She's unleashed them into the world with no care for their future or their well-being or their mental health. And it is for the service of $1. She has advertised a lifestyle that even when she claims she was being abused, she was still sitting up and claiming that this was a good man. Even when she was telling her story about what he did later, she was still relying on God talk and pandering to add value because he had money. But nothing about what she said made him a valuable person. And she kept creating this false message to share with people. So thank you for covering it. I just want to say, it's difficult because there are so many ways we want to be on the side of women and protect women, but children are the only victims here. And she's trying to create a narrative so she can go on and create the life that she wants for herself, maybe become a prosperity gospel preacher or whatever it is that she's going to do next. But you can see that she is false. And that's just the bottom line.
All right. Thank you so much, Tanel. And I seen your question about where can you send a story. You can send it to my email, neekatnight1@gmail.com, or my Instagram is the best place to send anything that you want to send over. TLA, go ahead.
So one thing that I had heard someone cover is about the civil case. And I had heard that I'm not from America. I'm from a different country.
Can you speak up? You're a little low.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just try to just speak a little louder when you talk, but just go ahead.
Okay, so about the civil case, I had heard that because it's a minor, you can't look up the criminal case. I could be wrong. I'm not American. So that's one thing that I wanted to point out. Is it possible that you cannot find the criminal case because it's a minor? You can't just look those things up as easily as maybe other criminal cases. I had heard that might be a point there. Just wanted to put that out. Also, I think that there's a lot of commentary. There's a lot of nuance here with how she chose this man. Her using money, her using some teachings from Shira 7. First of all, that was incorrect because Shira she says not to mention children or anything like that. So she might have tried to use Shira's teaching, but she did like a remixed version of it or something, because that's not what she teaches. She doesn't teach anyone to go and marry someone in a week or 2 or a month or however long. Like that's just not the type of teaching that is. So it's just unfair that she keeps mentioning Shira. there's nothing wrong with women, in my opinion, looking for a man with means. For like, it's almost like there's this weird commentary, this no nuance commentary around this woman finding this man, where it's like, oh well, it's almost like it's like, is this a punishment that she gets? Is if you can predict that a man's going to sexually assault his SA, his own children. I don't think that that's something that could be predicted. I can understand looking for character, but I think that we should really watch how we're telling people like, oh, and this is the lifestyle that she was led down. How do you get led down a lifestyle that leads you to a man that has children with you, and then does that to
I'm
their
gonna pause
kid?
you right there. I want to hear you out. But
Yeah.
first I want to read what Miss Lex said in the comments. Miss Lex says, yes, you can find the criminal case if they're minor. The minor's names are redacted. The case should still be under the suspect's name. So that's what Lex said. Now, the second part to what you said something about the fact of, why are we telling women not to go after men with means? That's not what we're telling women. And so if that's what you received, you also are listening incorrectly. Nobody's telling anybody to date a broke man. I damn for sure ain't telling you to date a broke man, because I'm not going to date no broke man. But what we are saying is, if you are going to have this type of lifestyle, or if you are going to prioritize this type of relationship, do not just be so fascinated in the lifestyle that you don't vet your partner. No matter how much money your man got in the bank, you still need to vet him. And getting with somebody within a week's time and moving your children in a week after, just because y'all filed a paperwork, does not reflect a mother who is looking in her children's best interest. It reflects a mother who's rather looking in her own interest rather than her children. Because me as a mother, I'm not gonna meet a man and we just now start talking and I'm dating somebody else, and then I go on a date with him and then he tell me we gotta get married. I marry him in a week. That's not enough time to discern anything about that man. You could date a millionaire, a trillionaire, and I hope that women level up and date a man with a little piece of change. I would much rather you date a man with change than a bum. However, if you do date any man, especially when you already have children, you should be using your discernment, because within 4 months of her being married to him, after she went on a date with him and married him a week later, he had R'd her 4 times. Now, had she used some discernment and proper vetting, she would have seen that behavior before she signed her name on that dotted line, therefore realizing this is not a person to procreate with, this is not somebody to solidify a relationship with, and this is damn for sure not the type of behavior of a man that I want to raise my already born children into.
Right. So I had already seen that.
But go ahead. Finish.
Yeah, that's why I said, I pointed out that people aren't recognizing that nuance, because I agree with everything you just said. What I saw was a lot of, because I also saw that that live that we just came from, that hardly initiated. And I'm not subscribed, but I subscribed and I waited that 10 minutes because I was just so irritated that I had to say a couple of things. Okay, I didn't like that they were branding. I didn't like they're trying to sell their stupid freaking cards. That's going to make anybody that goes on a date lose your date. Okay, I didn't like that they were promoting all their crap on this child's SA situation. I thought it was disgusting. I saw a lot of taunting. I saw a lot of, oh, well, that's what you get when you look for a high value man. I'm not saying that that's happening here, but that's what I was just pointing out. But I do agree with what you just said, because you see some nuance there. I think that I saw the video of her ignoring, crying in the background as well. I have a lot of criticism to this woman, but I also see a lot of she, and her, and she. And I mean, there's something that we do sometimes with these cases. I see it a lot with R. Kelly as well, where I understand parents and the mom, and like sometimes like basically, if I leave a child in a place, no matter what, I don't want anything done to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to move the goalposts where it's like, oh, well, she shouldn't have left that kid there. No matter what, no one should be touching that kid. And I always want to keep it there. Like, I know we're saying she, but remember, he's the one that, like, I don't like blaming women for something that men do. And I just wanted to point that out there. Of course, she has some blame, but also he has more blame. That's all I wanted to point out. And I'll let you go with your 3 minutes. I have a lot more to say.
And I know you have to go, Neek. I'm so sorry. I know you have to go, Neek. I just want to say this one thing, because the issue that I have is this understanding of high value. Because he had money, he had value. Because he claimed to love God, he had value. The thing that things can be yes and. Yes, if he did what he did, then he's a piece of garbage. And that's the bottom line. However, moving forward, if we're just looking at the story to look at the story and view the story, then okay, I guess. But if it's instructive for our lives and then how we move forward, what can we learn from it? And perhaps we can learn that if we are not valuing people based on what they make or what they buy us, if we're not valuing people based on what they claim, who they claim they know, or what they do for a living, if we are actually valuing people on who they are within their spirit, how they treat people who are lesser than them. If we are looking at value as more than monetary, then we will not be swayed by somebody who is bereft of decency. And it will come out. We will see that if we are looking at more than the dollar and cents. And that's not blaming her, but that's understanding everything that she sold. If we listen to what she said, even when she was allegedly being raped, everything that she sold, if a woman was to follow behind what she said, they would end up in the same boat.
All right.
In my opinion.
Vent Doe, you keep popping in and popping out. Might as well go ahead. You want to chime in? Is he there or no? He don't hear y'all. Speak to him and see if he hear y'all. Maybe he hear y'all.
Hey,
I don't know if he hears anybody.
Mr. with the glasses.
Hello. Wait, someone said that that she had a lawyer, but the lawyer quit. Is that true?
Take care. Let's go talking.
I had heard that. I don't know if it's true, but I did hear that.
Yeah, it seemed like it was like an extortion plot. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can hear me?
Yes.
Go, we can hear you. His thing got a bad delay.
You guys can't hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. He might be in another
He's
country.
He's listening
like
to me live and it has a delay, and he's waiting to hear what I say live versus listening here.
In the StreamYard.
Yeah.
Yeah, mute the YouTube and listen to the StreamYard, not the YouTube.
Oh, God. I'm gonna say this too while he's getting situated. I saw somebody put in the chat that they.
I was listening to the TV.
Same thing. I have a 9-year-old. Oh, never mind. Go ahead, sir.
No, you good. Go ahead.
She's been waiting. Nick has been waiting for you. Go. I've spoken. Go.
Oh yeah, I was saying. It seemed like it was an extortion gone wrong. Like, and she's just going kamikaze mode now. She's basically saying, "Okay, you're not gonna comply. Well, I'll just blow this whole thing up." Because it doesn't seem like she's concerned about the father of her children at all.
I mean, if he did what she say he did, I wouldn't be concerned about him.
Yeah, but I mean, she talking about child support and, the fact that, he left her high and dry, and that's going to, if this YouTube thing don't work out, if he can't work because you tarnish his reputation, where's that going to leave you trying to find another baby daddy to take care of those kids that belong to other baby daddies?
All right, we're going to end there. Thank you so much, Vento. I don't know where you're going with that, but it sounds like it possibly could go left. So we're going to end right there. Thank you guys all for watching, tuning in. If you guys have not watched the interview, definitely go to Hardly Initiated and give them a click and a view. Even if you don't want to watch the whole thing, they put in the work. They had good quality. They had good production. At least give them the click and the view, okay, for conducting this interview, giving us the content and all of the things. Definitely go on over there and watch it. Even if it's for a little bit, just, you know, give them a click. So with that being said, thank y'all for watching. What was her name? TLA said that she mad that they was promoting child. I'm mad that I didn't promote my website enough talking about her. Now, that reminds me, I got my own website, www.neekatnight.com. Y'all be sure to go on over to my website. It's a whole bunch of cheap stuff going over there. I'm trying to clear out the remainder of the items on my website so I could start anew. Okay? I want to carry a whole bunch of different stuff. So I want to clear out the stuff that's on there before I start ordering new stuff because, you know, it is what it is. So www.neekatnight.com, spelled exactly like my channel. And I will catch y'all on the next